Nazi, come here. Cell Squad is something. Don't look off the dance, man. Yo, you want something? Yeah, man. Cell Squad is. Yeah, man. Don't lock it off. Don't tell her. Guess what, Squad? Go buy a peanut from the peanut man. When him a go through in the dance, in a inbox him have everything you want. Herbs by the bud and by the stock. I like the top shell and them a shell down the bar. Watch it, mind you step on them clock.
Welcome to True Island History Channel. This is the history of Port Royal, part 2. And we left off when the Spanish had invaded, well, not invaded, but discovered, so to speak, Jamaica and took control of it for over 146 years until the English invasion in 1655. Now, we continue. The town was captured by England in 1665 during the invasion of Jamaica. During the 1654 to 1660 Anglo-Spanish War, where an English expeditionary force captured Spanish Jamaica. It was a part of an ambitious plan by Oliver Cromwell to acquire new colonies in the Americas known as the Western Design. Although major settlements like Santiago de la Vega, now Spanish Town, a lot of you guys never know that, were poorly defended and quickly occupied. Resistance by escaped slaves or Jamaican Maroons continued into the interior. The Western Design was largely a failure. But Jamaica remained in English hands and was formally ceded by Spain in 1670 Treaty of Madrid. The colony of Jamaica remained a British possession until independence in 1962. Now, let me give you a little about the Spanish Jamaica, because we have to go way back. Now, Santiago was a Spanish territory of the Spanish West Indies within the Viceroyalty of the New Spain in the Caribbean region. And its location is in the present-day island in the nation of Jamaica. You understand? Santiago is what we call Jamaica. Okay? So, through the annals, the name changed from Santiago, and it was a prized possession of Viceroyalty of the New Spain. Let me give you a little about Pre-Columbian Jamaica, before Christopher Columbus came here. Around 650 AD, Jamaica was colonized by the people of the Taino Culture, who likely came from South America. Now, Alligator Pond in Manchester Parish and a little river in St. Anne Parish are among the earliest known sites of the Taino people who live near the coast and extensively hunted turtles and fish. Now, around 950 AD, the people of the Taino Culture settled on both the coast and the interior of Jamaica, neither absorbing the Taino people or cohabitating the island with them. The Taino culture developed on Jamaica around 1200 AD, which is the year of our Lord. They brought from South America a system of raising yucca, known as conuco. Nutrients to the soil, the Taino burned local bushes and trees and heaped the ashes into large mounds into which they planted yucca cuttings. Most Taino lived in large circular buildings they call bohijos, constructed with wooden poles, woven straws, and palm leaves. The Taino spoke an Arawak language and did not have writing skills. Some of the words used by them, such as barbacoa, which means barbecue, hamaka, which means hammock, canoa, means canoe, fubaco means tobacco, chuka, yucca, yuca, shuka, is which they call patata. Yuca, they call it patata, or sweet potato, we call it now sweet potato. And huracan, we call in English hurricane. And it have been incorporated into Spanish and English doctrine. Now, Christopher Columbus set sail on his second voyage to the Americas on September 24, 1493. On November 3rd, 1493, he landed on an island that he named Dominica. On November 22nd, he landed on Hispaniola and spent some time exploring the interior of the island of Gold. He left Hispaniola on April 24th, 1494, and then arrived at the island of Juana, which is Cuba, on April 30th, and then in Jamaica on May 5th. He explored the south coast of Juana, which is Cuba, before returning to Hispaniola on August 20. After staying for a time in the western end, which is present-day Haiti, he finally, I'm going back home, man. Then he returned to Spain. Columbus returned to Jamaica during his fourth voyage to the Americas, and he had been sailing around the Caribbean nearly a year when a storm breached his ships in St. Anne's Bay, Jamaica, on June 5th, 1503. And for a whole year, Columbus and his men remained stranded on Jamaica. A Spaniard named Diego Mendez and some natives paddled a canoe to get help from Hispaniola. The island's governor, Nicolas de Ovando y Sacreras, detested Columbus and obstructed all efforts to rescue him and his men. In the meantime, Columbus allegedly mesmerized the native by correctly predicting a lunar eclipse for February 29, 1504. Help finally arrived from the governor in June 29, 1504, and Columbus and his men arrived in Sanlúcar de Barrameda, Castile, on November 4, 1504. Saved by the bell, eh? Now, the Spanish Empire began its official governance of Jamaica in 1509. Now, that year, Columbus' son Diego Columbus constructed a conquistador Juan Escuel to formally occupy Jamaica in his name. Escuel had accompanied Columbus in his second trip to Americas in 1493 and participated in the invasion of Hispaniola a decade later. Friar Bartolomé de las Casas wrote to Spanish authorities about Esquivel's conduct during the Higüey Massacre of 1503. The first Spanish settlement was founded in 1509 near St. Anne's Bay, named Sevilla la de Nueva, or the New Seville. You understand? Civil Heights, or the New Seville in St. Anne's Bay. That was the first Spanish settlement. Now, we're going back to Port Royal, but we have to learn about Jamaica, and everything comes right back. So, take the drive with me. We're going right back to Port Royal and its inhabitants. So this shouldn't really be a Port Royal story by itself, okay? So, join me for part 3, where I'm going to talk about St. Diego de la Vega, and then part 4, I'm going right back up to Port Royal with the pirates and all that, okay? Thanks for your time. I hope you learned a little more history on our beautiful island of Jamaica, all right? And leave questions in the comments. If I left out anything you think you could share, leave it in the comments. And have a happy new year, guys. Thanks for joining me. Please share this content. Make sure you subscribe. Again, thanks for having me, all who watch the content to the end. I really appreciate that. Okay? Now, we have the True Island History Instagram. We have the Patreon. And we're going to put some new content on there. And remember, we always have the True Island, the main page, stories channel, for you guys who want the real Jamaican gangster stories. over there, you know what I mean? Yeah, you can check that out too. That's the main page of the main thing over there. But this is really important, this page, because we teach history and all the history away, alright? So take care. Until part 3 coming up, we're gonna talk about St. Diego de la Vega, which is over Spanish Town, and then we'll move right back into Port Royal, alright? Listen.
Nazi, come here. Cell Squad is something. Don't look off the dance, man. Yo, you want something? Yeah, man. Cell Squad is. Yeah, man. Don't lock it off. Don't tell her. Guess what, Squad is? Go buy a peanut from the peanut man. When him a go through in the dance, in a inbox him have everything you want. Herbs by the bud and by the stock. I like the top shell and them a shell down the bar. Watch it, mind you step on them clock.